couple of months ago, I noticed this tweet on Twitter and it really caught my attention. In the Gospels, Jesus asks over 300 questions and only answers 3 of them. A Christianity that discourages curiosity is a Christianity disconnected from the way of Jesus. So, provocative statement, but also a month before somebody had shared a very similar tweet, but the figures are slightly different. You can see here, he himself asks 307, he answers maybe 8 of them when he's asked 187 questions. So the question is this statement true, and are the conclusions based on it true? That's a kind of different question, which I'm not really going to get into today, but I thought this would be a really great chance to show the power of Logos and why I used Logos in addition to using Obsidian, and how I use them in different ways, because this is the kind of question that you can answer. You can find out how many times does Jesus ask questions, how many times are they answered. So some credit to people here. We can see that from, where is it? David Walcott provides some information on how to answer this, and actually it was from Ryland Brown, which I hadn't noticed before, and Josh Taylor provides some more information. And so people had worked out how to do this in Logos. So here is a brief example of all the times when Jesus asks questions in the Bible. Now immediately you can see the result here is 456 results in 316 verses. That's a few more than 308. So perhaps some of these questions aren't really questions. Let's look at this one here, for example. Do not be anxious saying, what shall we eat? What shall we drink? What shall we wear? Now, is this 3 questions, or is this being grouped as one question by someone else? I don't know. I don't know how they came to their conclusion of their 308 figure, but that's something that could be a bit of a discrepancy, and that could pull down some numbers. Also, let's just look at the first example here. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? ? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. Now, again, this is a question, but it's a rhetorical question, and the answer is kind of implied there. So he is kind of answering his own question. So it seems like there's a few more here that are going on, which are, implied answers, implied things to provoke reactions, rather than necessarily, being direct answers. And I think that's kind of revealing. That's one of my thoughts about these statements from these 2 tweets, is that while some of the answers, perhaps, while these are questions which aren't given literal answers, the answers are fairly obvious or implied. So let's see. There's one here. What did you go out to see then? A prophet? Yes, and I tell you more than a prophet. So it seems like we've got a lot of them that are questions where Jesus answers either in indirect ways or direct ways. Now, we could spend a whole load of time going through all of these, and that could be a really fun action and assignment, and taking a look, grouping them into different things. But I think this is where I'm going to start to end now, because it's a real show of what you can do in Logos, the kind of search that you can do, and you can't really do this with an internet search. And if you do get an answer, you've just got to trust that they've done their research for you, and that they're not kind of taking a quote which they've heard someone say and perhaps repeating it without doing the research themselves. So instead, with a tool like Logos, you can do a search like this. You can find the number of times that perhaps Jesus interacts with the Pharisees or something like that, the times that the Pharisees ask Jesus questions, and that gives you a way to see the data for yourself. So I'm going to include my Logos referral link below so you can check it out, and I believe you can get a free starter pack which has a few public domain resources that can get you going. I really like the Faith Life Connect plan, which gives you access to all the Logos features and a few extra library resources, and that's a way that you can check out stuff like the Sermon Builder and so on. Yeah, I hope you found this interesting, and if you have, then let me know, and maybe I'll do more videos on using Logos in the future. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.